Do you remember the first time you caught a fish? The memory of that magic tug at the end of your line just doesn't go away. Well, coming up, you'll see 4 siblings each catch their very first fish. And do you wonder how the magic minnows make it to your bait shop? We'll show you how, plus tips on how the pros use live bait. Jim, I feel like I'm in a museum honoring everything that we love.
Right on top like that. And there's our Palomar knot.
I think I do not want to let that one go.
Healthy, hardy, and safe, certified Arkansas bait fish.
All season long, we've featured people catching their first ever fish. Adults, children, anyone who's never had that first experience. And that's a big part of what this show is all about. The foundations of fishing, a hook and a minnow. We introduce you to Jaden, Mason, Lexi, and Clay, all part of a tight-knit family with parents, Jacob and Sally, and even newborn Sadie. The kids have certain degrees of apprehension regarding their first fish. Today is a big day, crossing over to the world of the angler. And today we'll divide the family into 2 groups. All right, we are here at Cedar Valley Ranch, and this is one of my favorite parts of the show. We've got another edition of First Fish, and we've got 2 young men who have never caught a fish before, and we're about to put an end to that streak. Papa Jacob is here with us right now. Jacob, tell us who we have here.
We got Mason here, Mason the Blue Man.
All right.
And then we've got Clay. He's 2 years old and 9 years old.
Okay. Okay, you hold him steady like that. I'm gonna put this right there. Okay, just like that, okay? Look how he's jumping around. There you go, good cast. Okay, reel it up, reel.
Good job,
Reel,
Mason.
and lift up the rod, pull the rod up. Looky there. Yeah. All right, okay. You got yourself a largemouth bass right there.
Nice job.
Yeah! Oh! No! You got away. You know what? That means we got to go catch him again. How'd that feel?
Let's try to throw it out.
Was that pretty cool? All right, so what did it feel like? Well, how did you know you had one on?
Because I saw the bobber go on the water.
Bobber went down, and then you said something. You said it was heavy, too. Right? Okay. All right, you ready to do it again? Okay. All right, let's get you another minnow. See how that bobber's moving? That means your minnow is swimming right now, and that means he's attracting a big fish. So get ready. There, go, guy. All right, pull him. Yeah. Oh, that's another good one. Keep reeling.
Reel it, Mason.
Okay, now go a little bit soft now as we get closer. Keep reeling. That's okay. That's a good bass.
Good job, Mason.
That's a good bass. That's all right. Okay, so just keep that tension on the rod. Oh, here we go. Woo! All right.
Yeah, Mason.
Good job. Look at that. See that?
Look at that.
That's a largemouth bass right there. Okay, here you go. Hold him up. We got us a fisherman right here. Okay, just toss him in there, say thanks. Woohoo! And there he goes. Off to catch another. All right, give me a high five, buddy.
Nice job,
Good
Mason.
deal. First fish.
Oh, we got one.
Oh, here we go.
Clay,
All right. Brother's got one. Reel it in.
Reel it in, Clay. Here, reel it in.
Clay, reel it in. What do you think about that, Clay?
Good.
All right. Look what we got right here. Woohoo! Bring it right here in front of the camera.
Look at that. Look at what you
Look
got.
at that, Clay.
Touch it.
Look at that.
Touch it.
Touch him right there. Look at that, huh?
You want to hold him?
You wanna hold him?
Okay.
All right. You got yourself a spotted bass.
Good
Okay,
job,
buddy?
Clay.
Can you give me a high five? Good job. All right. Way to do it, buddy.
Now
Clay,
it's
do you
the
know what?
girl's turn.
You're a record holder. Clay is now the youngest person ever on live bait to catch his first fish. He's 2 years old. That's what I would call a very successful first fish episode here. We got Mason with a nice monster bass. Clay, the youngest guy ever on our show at the age of 2. We got a couple of new anglers. You ready to catch some more? Okay, all right. What did you think about your first fish? Was it fun?
Big and heavy.
Big and heavy. That's how we like to fish, big and heavy. When Live Bait returns, we'll meet one of the founding fish farming families, and we'll hear some great tips from the pros on how to use live bait. We will feature a lot of your photos throughout this season. Send them in to fishphotos@livebaittv.com.
So today we've chosen to fish with a tiny hook. It's a number 4 Gamakatsu drop shot hook's what it is. I got a split shot. It's about as light as I can go. This hook is ultra sharp. When you do hang it, you're probably gonna lose it. We're fishing 6-pound line, but it is of utmost important to hook the minnow right. And I'm gonna hook one for you so you know. Sometimes I make a mistake. Simply if I get in a hurry, I'll make a mistake. But I like to hook the minnow as far out. Let me hook it. It's very it's real tedious work to get him hooked just right. But as far out at the end of the lip as you possibly can. You can see the minnow going back and forth. He's got lots of action right there. So I just basically do the same as I did with the hook. I catch him right at the end of the lip. And some of the tentacles on a hair jig or a rubber tube will sometimes quieten the minnow down a little bit and cause less action. You might want to pull a few of those out, you know, just to give him some good movement, so it won't restrict him. But just lip hook them just like I did on a live bait hook, you know, and that's kind of my favorite right there. If he won't bite just a straight jig, then add a little natural scent and also action, and sometimes it makes or breaks him.
That was Ronnie Capps, a 9-time world champion crappie angler. Now, on a previous episode, he showed us how to catch crappie using live bait. He then showed us how to clean and cook the crappie for a truly great day on the water, proving once again that good things come to those who bait. And that happens to be the slogan for this week's Fish Farming Family.
I'm Margie Saul. My husband James and I are second-generation aquaculture farmers here at DeValles Bluff, Arkansas.
Well, my mother and dad started out in 1950, and before they married, my dad was actually trapping and seining minnows out of the river. He was a river rat, and she come out of a cotton field. And after a lot of hard work, we get to live the easy life and work 7 days a week.
Hi, my name's Jennifer, and this is my brother William. We are third-generation aquaculture farmers in DeValles Bluff, Arkansas.
My grandfather's brother had been in the Pacific Theater of World War II, and he came back from the war, and my grandfather met him at the bus station down here in DeValles Bluff, and he said, "Bob, I know where there's some nets, and they're already tarred if you've got the money." And Bob had a pocket full of war money, and they went and bought commercial fishing nets, and they put them out on the river that weekend, and they caught enough fish out of the river that weekend to pay for the nets. And basically that was the beginnings of our family being in the aquaculture industry. We've both been blessed with good lives because of the sacrifice and hard work of the generations that came before us.
It's also a lot of hard work. No sleeping late on Saturday mornings.
Yeah,
Boo didn't always do his chores, you know, but lots of picking up chunks and driving tractors and dirt pans and getting to spend time with mom and dad out on the farm, and learned how to work. You learned a lot of work ethic.
One of the competitors that we have is wild bait. Up in the northern part of the United States, there's an industry that basically goes out and harvests fish from the wild for bait fish and then takes and moves them to a different part of the country. And from an environmental standpoint, there's a lot of risk there. They can move a non-native species from one part of the country to another part of the country. There's certain diseases like VHS and that sort of thing that if they take it from one body of water and then put it in a body of water that hasn't been exposed to that disease, it can be catastrophic.
That's where the certification process comes in. The Arkansas Department of Agriculture performs a series of tests multiple times a year to certify healthy, hardy, and safe bait makes it to your bait shop all over the country.
What we're trying to do is to be able to differentiate our product from their product. We have an Arkansas Bait and Ornamental Fish Growers Association certification. It certifies that we're free of certain aquatic diseases and certain nuisance species. And what that does, it lets regulators know and our customers know that the product that we're sending to them, it was born on this farm, it was raised on this farm, it was cared for on this farm, it was put into our trucks, and then it was delivered to their location.
It is a family farm, and we did grow up here. We did work here. We helped build all of these ponds after my grandfather and my dad started working that. We did that together as siblings, and we want families to know that spending time fishing together is still really important. It's those moments when you get to be together and where you bind your family together. And this is a very important heritage for us. We love how we grew up. We learned how to work hard, but we also learned how to love hard.
As a father, I don't think you can have anything mean any more to you than having your children come back into your business. And grandchildren, just one step better.
We do have our second, third, and fourth generation right now that are working on the farm, and we are selling to our second, third, and fourth generation customers.
Well, and it's good to have a place for your kids and your grandkids to be involved in the outdoors.
When Live Bait returns, another first fish you won't want to miss. We will feature a lot of your photos throughout this season. Send them in to fishphotos@livebaittv.com. Mallory Lindsay is nationally known as the spokesperson for Bad Boy Mowers. She's also a nature expert, and on Instagram she's known as Miss Mallory Adventures. She's been around fish, but she has yet to catch her first bass, and that's about to change. I like to get our minnows and just at the very tip right here, just like that.
Okay.
Put kind of your first two fingers in front of the reels.
Okay.
There you go, just like that.
And then I pull it.
Yep.
Slightly.
Index there, and then
pop
open
it
the
over.
bail. Yeah.
Slowing back and
Boom.
release.
Look at that, like a pro. Okay. Now close your bail, and then just kind of reel in a little bit of slack. Okay. Some leaves, so we'll just kind of watch. Oh, look at there. Okay, now pull it up. Now pull it up. There we go. We got one. We're doing it. Hey!
Man!
Oh, man, he got away.
You got away.
Okay.
The good ones always get away.
That was a small one. That might have been one of those specklebelly brims.
Oh, exciting.
Oh, look here. We got it again.
Nope.
Oh, okay. All right.
he was just-
Okay.
So can I just go kind of slow, or should I reel it in?
Sometimes let's let it sit there for a second
Okay.
and see what happens. Okay, now pull. There.
Oh!
Woo!
Man.
All right, good
Okay.
deal. Okay, now bring them over here, and you got yourself a brim. Look at that.
That is beautiful.
Oh, there we go. Now we got something. Yeah, all right, reel her in. Good, good, good. Okay,
Whoa.
let's see what we got this time. That is a largemouth bass right there. Oh, if only I had my net. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo. We're gonna let him tire out just a
Okay.
little bit. That's good. You just keep the
Keep
pressure
reeling?
on. That's the good thing. What your rod is doing is keeping the pressure on that fish. There we go. Look at that.
Holy smokes.
That is a largemouth bass.
That makes the other one look so much
Ooh,
tinier.
yeah. That is a good tournament fish right there. You would
I'm
win money.
impressed.
Yeah, you'd win money in a tournament with this.
Oh my goodness. What a beautiful animal.
Good deal, yes. 1, 2, 3.
A record holder for me, for sure, probably for the rest of my life.
There are a lot of anglers out there right now wishing they had that bass on their weekend tournament, so that's great. All right, good job on the tournament bass. Yeah. You're a tournament angler now.
I'm feeling it.
Now that we're on a roll with some first fish experiences, let's get back to that family we met at the beginning of the show. It's the girls' turn now. Okay, and then just be ready. Now put your hand back up here where the reel is. There you go. And oh, you got one. Pull it up. Oh, looky there, that was fast. That was fast. And that's a good, okay, raise your rod tip up. Okay, now quit, don't retrieve for a little bit. Let him burn off some energy, because that's a big one. Okay. All right, you just hold the rod just like that and let him swim around for a little bit. And there we go. Look at that. That was like the fastest first fish we've had all season. Yeah, what do you think?
Oh.
All right, go.
Here, Mason.
Woohoo, we got one.
Ooh. Oh, Lexi,
Pull
come
it.
on.
There you go. Look,
Yeah,
Lexi, you got one.
Yep. Keep
Good
doing it,
job.
Keep doing it.
Good job.
Good job, Lexi.
Woo, look at that.
No, Mason, let Lexi do it. Look at it, Lexi.
Hey. And the minnow's still there.
You're gonna touch it. Was that so scary? It was fun, huh? No. Would you do it again? No.
But look what happens a little later. Big sister Jaden grabs a pole and starts catching more fish. Brother Mason is getting minnows, and then Dad asks,
Lexi, you want to fish with me? All right, let's go over here. Are you ready? Ooh, that's the right spot. We are in the good spot. Well, all the fish have been right there by the log. Reel. You got it. Keep reeling. Get it. There you go. Look at that, it's a big one. Get it. Pull it in. Look at that guy. Look at that one, Lexi.
we've got ourselves an angler. This is what this show is all about. Lexi was nervous at first, but got in on the action and loved it. When Live Bait returns, we'll take a look at some of the amazing innovations that bring the bait to you. And also, we'll look back at some of the best moments from our first season. We will feature a lot of your photos throughout this season. Send them in to fishphotos@livebaittv.com. Harry Saul Minnow Farm has the great slogan, "Good things come to those who bait." We would add, "Good bait comes because of those who innovate."
The hatchery technology has probably been the greatest advancement that we've seen since they started doing it back in the 50s or 40s or whenever they started.
This is the Harry Saul Minnow Farm Hatchery. In short, it's the place where a controlled environment allows a higher yield with less weather influence, a more accurate count for planning purposes with less labor costs.
When this place started, we would get those mats and we would move them from the pond where our brooders were, or last year's crop, and we would move them to an empty pond and we would just hatch them in the pond. And at that time it was taking about 12 to 15 men, 12 hours a day to do that work. We were moving 2,000 to 3,000 mats a day. Well, now we hatch more fish than what we were hatching then, but we move 200 mats a day, and it takes about 3 people a couple hours because of the technology here in the hatchery.
The innovation continues on the ponds.
When that fish comes out of the hatchery, just to give specifics, the first week of April, for example, we can scatter him thin, and by the 4th of July, we can be selling him for crappie bait. So You can count the days up, but he can grow that fast to be that size fish. But I need a huge chunk of my production to be that size 12 months down the road. So in order to do that, I have to kind of slow that fish down. I have to have him at a level in this pond where he's going to stay small, and then I'll scatter him to a pond with less density to kick him off, get him growing to the right size, and be able to fill our markets in the spring.
And now we get to the part that separates certified Arkansas bait fish from all other bait fish. One of the key elements in this whole industry here in Arkansas is the certification process.
Right.
And that was a big step forward for the strength of the industry to be able to ship to all 50 states, because now these are certified, disease-free, invasive species-free. What did that do for your business?
We sell all across the country, and each one of the states that we sell fish into has a little bit different rules and regulations. They have different ideas on what they like to allow into their states. The fish that I'm selling this year are the spawn or the babies from the fish that I had last year. The water that we're growing those fish in is groundwater. We don't pump water from ditches. We don't pump water from rivers. We are in control of our environment. And by doing that, we're able to state that we don't have invasive species. If I'm selling a customer a load of shiners, I'm certifying that he's getting a load of shiners. He's not getting snakehead or some kind of crazy fish that can come in and wreck the environment of our fisheries. And one thing that's important to us is it's very important for us to protect those things, because if anybody's dependent on a good environment, it's us, because we ultimately need people to be able to fish in waters that are safe and healthy and have fish in them.
And that's one of the big issues with regards to wild caught bait that does happen across the country, is that you're taking fish from one body of water, putting it into another body of water, which puts a lot of things at risk. I mean, you've got diseases that instantly get transferred into your favorite fishing hole, but then also you have the potential to bring in some invasive species. You mentioned snakeheads. I mean, you know, you've got Asian carp and things like that can really ruin a good waterway, and it can take years to recover. This is certified disease-free.
Right, and what we're trying to do is differentiate what we do from what maybe some other industries are doing. That when we bring this into your state, that it's a positive thing for your constituents, for your people, for our customers, for the fishermen.
Harry Saul's Minnow Farm in DeValles Bluff, Arkansas. Good things come to those who bait.
That's right. That's right.
One of the best slogans around. That's great. Thanks for talking.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Throughout this season, you met the fish farmers who make the magic happen. These men and women trace their lineage through multiple generations in this industry. They started the same way, with an idea and a work ethic. They produce hundreds of millions of minnows and sport fish every year. And that produces great fishing memories all over the country every day. This season, we witnessed people becoming anglers through our feature called First Fish. Children, young adults, and full-on adults catching their first ever fish on camera. Perhaps you remembered your first fish, or perhaps you decided to go out and catch your first fish. That's what this show is all about. It all starts with the farmers who bring the bait to life, who innovated and invented the processes to bring the bait to you. The certification process allows that bait to safely transport all over the country. We showed you why you should ask for certified Arkansas bait fish wherever you buy your bait. But I guess these fish farmers didn't really invent these processes. They harnessed what God made and organized it in such a way that we could all enjoy the wonders of fishing, the beautiful simplicity of a hook and a minnow and a world of opportunities beneath the surface of the water. Thank you for watching this season of Live Bait. Be sure and find us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram, Live Bait TV. We'll bring you tips, techniques, and show you how to use your live bait.